So here's a problem that deals with conditional probability and also the Bayes theorem. Okay, so take a look. In a school, 10% of students have M1 lessons. Of those having M1 lessons, 85% are choir members. Okay. Of those who do not have M1 lessons, 26% are choir members. Okay. Now find the probability that a randomly selected choir member has M1 lessons. Okay. Now in order to do that, we have to first find out which are the processes. Okay. So a tree diagram would be very helpful. Okay. So let's first let M1 be the event that a student has M1 lessons, and C be the event that a student is a choir member. Okay? So the tree diagram would be like this. Okay? Well, obviously, you only have two dimensions. One dimension is M1, and the other dimension is choir. Okay? Now, many students may have asked, what if I put C and C naught here, and we have M1, M1 naught, M1, M1 naught here, okay? There's nothing wrong of changing the order here, okay? But then you have to turn to the original question, okay, and see whether these will help. Now, first, you look at this 10%. What does that mean? 10% of all students have M1 lessons. Okay? So this is very obvious that it tells us the first stage is to select M1 or not. Okay? So in this case, your M1 cannot come in the second stage. Okay? And so you have 10% here, 90% here. And then for those having M1 lessons, okay, so we're starting here. We know we're at M1 lessons. People who have M1 lessons, 85% are choir members. That is a conditional, right? Because given that a student has M1, okay, 85% are choir members, okay? So this is your 85%. Okay, now for those who do not have M1 lessons, okay, so we start from here, right? And again, it's another conditional probability, 26%. Given that you don't have M1, okay, there's a chance, 26% chance that the person is a choir member, okay? So you end up with these numbers here, okay? And so the flow goes logically like that. You start with M1 or not, then the second stage is choir or not, okay? It's not, in this case, it's not good to reverse the order, okay? C and C naught, no, that is not very good here, okay? So now what are we being asked is find the probability that a randomly selected choir member has M1 lessons. Okay, so which part is given? It's given that the person is a choir member. Okay, what's the probability that he or she has M1 lessons? Okay, so basically we're being asked probability that M1 given that he or she is a choir member. Okay, then if we continue, we know that this is a probability of M1 and choir member, given that we know it's a choir member. Okay, so what goes on the bottom? Probability of choir, right? That is, there are two ways of being a choir member. You have M1 and C, right? So that is 10% times 85%, right? And there's also another route, because you don't have to be an M1 person, but you can still be a choir member, right? So this is 90% times 26%. Okay? Now, choir and M1, that means we're picking the red route, right? So you have this. Alright? Then finally, just calculating the answer at the end. Okay? I hope this helps.